Howdy y'all, Liam here. Hope everyone is having an amazing day. So today, video, we are going to be making tacos. Right? Now you might be wondering, why am I outside to be making tacos? Well, if you don't know me, I like to do a lot of things outside. And, as you can tell by my channel name, my name is Outdoors with Liam. So, today we're going to be cooking tacos, which is generically cooked inside your kitchen. We're going to be cooking it outside on the Weber today. So I've uncovered my trusty old Weber out here. I got my charcoal briquettes right here, and yeah, let's just get started in this, starting to make the fire, and yeah, let's go. Alright, so here we're going to uncover the Weber, and it hasn't really been used in a little bit, so you can see this stuff, all this is kind of plastered on there, kind of rusty. What we're gonna do is, you can see all that dirt. Once we start the fire, we're gonna get it really hot and then use our scraper. It's normally a paint scraper, but we use it for our barbecue to scrape all that gunk off. So these dividers, we're not gonna use them. We're just gonna go a full base coal fire because we're gonna be cooking the meat and the vegetables on here as well. So what we'll do is we will put this back on now, just so we can get our little chimney here, get our charcoal briquettes parked in here. Drop them in there and put the bag down. And we'll grab a couple pieces of charcoal that I dropped along the way. Throw that back into the chimney. Right, now we'll just hit it with a little bit of lighter fluid, kind of sink it down all the way to the bottom, just a little bit, so we can get the fire started with this. So we'll take our lighter, and normally what you're going to want to do is try to light it as close to the bottom as possible, but with this, it doesn't really, with this lighter that I have here, generically you want to go through the bottom and light it, but with the lighter I have, it's very weak, so it doesn't really light all the way. You kind of gotta shield it from the wind for it to actually light anything up. So putting it at the bottom, it won't very much work with this one. And even putting it at the top here, you can see it's struggling to light. And yeah, you can see that it's lighting, but not lighting very well. So I will cut back to when this is starting to go a little bit more. I'll just keep trying to get the lighter to work, move them around a bit, just so that it lights up a bit. Alright, as you can see, the fire has started climbing up to the top of it a bit more. So now it'll kind of stay there until the charcoal is actually light. You can see there's gray bits forming, which means that it's starting to cook. So once this charcoal fully sets, then we'll take off the grill plate, put the charcoal down in there, and then we'll scrape the grill plate after we're done with that. As you can see, the wind is pushing through, and then you can see that it's going through these holes in the side of the chimney, and it's very much helping to boost the flame. A lot of people think that wind is harmful to fire. Now, sometimes it is when all you have is a little spark. It's kind of hard keeping it up, but with the air draft coming through, oxygen is one of the things that fire needs to keep flourishing. So this wind is really going to help it as it builds. So I'll cut back to when it's pretty much almost ready to pour. Alright, now you can see that there's the red of the coals down in there, and the tops are almost completely gray. So we are going to take out this divider again and pour some of those in there. So now that you can see, some of them were not fully done. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna let the ones that are done get to the top, and then I'll check back when we do that. All right, now you can see that it's mostly done. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna put this grate back on. We're gonna let it rest. We're going to cover it with the holes open so that it can rest a little bit. We're actually gonna leave it a little bit open on this side because this is the angle that the wind is coming from. So we're gonna let it push through this way and let that go while I go prepare the meat. So I'll cut back while the meat and the veggies are out. Alright, so as you can see there, that it's going pretty good. The coals are nice. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this scraper and we're just going to nicely scrape most of the dirt off. You know, you don't have to get it all because we're also not cooking directly on the meat today. We're using a pan. So we're just going to do that for now, and that'll be fine. Alright, so for our meat, we just have standard ground beef, 85-15, mostly lean. We're going to put that there, and we are going to let that heat up a bit. And then we have black beans on here as well. So we don't have any veggies, but we do have the black beans, right? And so for seasoning, we're not going to go too heavy on the seasoning today. We're just going to use a little bit of tahini. We're going to use some of this Mrs. Dash Southwest Chipotle seasoning. And then for a little bit of tang, we got the ground cayenne pepper. Alright, so we are going to get this. I'm going to go grab a spatula and we're going to get this started. Alright, we'll be back right there. Alright, so I just realized I forgot to hit record as soon as I got the spatula, but it's only been a couple minutes, or a couple seconds, my bad. I just put it on. It's already gotten hot a bit. As you can hear, it's starting to sizzle, so I'm going to have to talk a bit louder to get over the sound of the sizzle. But, yeah, so this is what we got for now, and I'll keep checking back in periodically, saying how it's going, yeah, and what we're doing. So it seems like it's going to be pretty good right now. I'll also be getting a wooden spoon for the beans, so we can mix that around periodically while we're cooking the meat as well. So yeah, I'll cut back to while I have a little bit more progress done. Alright, so as you can see, I got the wooden spoon, and now there's a little bit more bubbling over here with the steak, which means, as you can see, it's starting to brown up a bit. Now it's no longer sizzling as good as it was before, which when you're on an outside stove, it normally sizzles more, so I'm surprised and hoping that it's not going to die down, because if it does, I'll be very disappointed. And we'll be left with medium rare tacos, which is not the greatest, you know. The reason why people don't eat their ground beef medium rare is simply that you don't know if it's good or not. When you have a steak, the outside has bacteria on it, but the inside is perfectly fine to eat raw. Even as long as you cut the outside off, inside is perfectly fine, no bacteria there. That's why there's something like steak tartare or things like that, where the steak inside is completely raw. But with ground beef, they take all of that and shove it into the grinder, so they don't know which part. You can't really pick out the good stuff from the bacteria infested stuff. So that's why you normally only have like fully browned burgers, and not red meat inside of burgers and inside of tacos, because you don't know what stuff is the good stuff and what stuff is not. Alright, so it's going a bit better here. What we're going to do now is we are going to add in some of our seasoning to get the steak red. Because we want, so we're going to add in mostly tahini because it's got very, very good mixture of, as you can read if you open it has chili peppers, sea salt, citric acid, lime juice, and and just a bunch, like, no artificial flavoring and stuff like that. So tahini is really good for you. And it's also, yeah, there's salt, but it's also much better for you than some of these artificial flavored junk that people are selling. In general, I try to go with stuff that's more natural, because it's just better for your body. Your body doesn't want artificial junk put in there. So cooking outside and cooking outside and cooking inside, there's no difference in health between that. It's just, oftentimes when you get to experience outside and be outside, just outside in God's beautiful creation, it's just wonderful, and you can really appreciate all the stuff that God gives you. Now, out here, it's very windy right now, but I am very thankful that it's not too windy to cook. It's perfect. The wind helped me out starting the fire. It was really good. And that's a blessing. The entirety of the earth is a blessing. Everywhere that you can find, it's just beautiful outdoors. God's creation is amazing. So we're just about done here. I'm going to season it a bit more, just leave it on a little bit longer just to get some more crust on some things. Let it heat up a little bit more on the inside, and then I will be ready to take it off. But as you can see, it's going very good so far. So yeah, I'll cut back to when I'm done. Alright y'all, I am finished with the cooking process, and now I brought it inside. Now the last thing we got to do is plate it and see how it looks. Let's go. Alright guys, so now we have put the tortilla down and put the meat and the beans inside of there. So now we just got to add the rest of the stuff. So we're going to go in with some cheddar cheese here, spread that nicely on top. Of course, we can't forget the onion, one of the most important parts of a taco. Cilantro, I'd say also one of the most important parts. I really, really love cilantro. Then we'll go in with a little bit of our pre-made Southwest veggies. This one I didn't cook over the fire because it was just a microwave package, but we have all the other stuff. Now, lastly, almost lastly, our avocado. And then, one final thing, a little bit of salsa. We go in with some nice, fresh, organic salsa. Throw that on there. Alright, so now everything is plated, and all that's left is to wrap it up. So we could either eat it like a taco, like I said, or my preference is to fold it up like a burrito and eat it like that, because with a big flour tortilla like this, you really go with burritos and not tacos. So here we have it, our burrito, and we could even finish it off with a little bit of Salt Bay action with our cilantro. Alright, that's the end of today's video. If you enjoyed, leave a like and comment and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. As closing today, I just want to read Jeremiah 29:11 verse 13. For I am declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Then you will call on me and come and pray to me, and I will listen to you. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. Now y'all remember that, and have an amazing rest of your day.